Hey, great Monday evening. It is a hot
Monday.
day. It's a hot day, hot evening in our area. The weather's just horrible, but again, very glad that we got Frankie in the mornings at 7 o'clock in the morning, going out there and sharing the weather. Because if it wasn't for Frankie, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing. But it's been hot, and one of the trippy parts about it being so hot is that you get in your car and doesn't matter how high you put up the air conditioning, it's still going to be hot for a good whiles. How's the weather up there in Timbuktu, Arizona?
Timbuktu. It's dry heat, man. I haven't got this crazy sunburn here. I don't even tell, but it's like zero humidity. My nostrils are dry as can be, but it's still good though because in the morning it's like pretty chill, and
Because
it
it's
actually the
desert,
sun
right?
comes up like at 5:30 in the morning.
Because it's desert, right?
Yeah, most of it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what happened when I went to Ciudad Juarez. When I went to Ciudad Juarez, it's just a different type of hot. It's just horrible.
yeah.
Different type of hot, and I experienced. Commissioner Melissa Landine, it's good to see you, and I'm glad you came on. You're not even gonna believe this, Commissioner, but I actually was thinking about you all this weekend. And I'll go into a little bit of why. Because we need a city manager. And let me tell you, este, I was just thinking of Melissa Landin. Melissa Landin is the city manager, I think, at Eagle Pass.
Oh, Eagle
Eagle,
Pass.
is it Eagle Pass?
No, it's not Eagle Pass. It's the one Eagle something over there by Houston.
Yeah, something by Houston. Eagle something by Houston. Eagle Rock or Fraggle Rock. I can't remember. Eagle View or Eagle Lake.
No, that's Channel
Yeah,
View.
Eagle Lake. I knew I was gonna remember.
Eagle Lake. Eagle Lake.
I'm actually glad she posted it.
I'm like
But
Eagle Pass is over here by the river, ain't it?
Eagle Lake, and let me tell you, I am a big fan
Yeah,
of
but I don't think she'll switch from Eagle Lake to Brownsville anytime soon.
there's always that.
Eagle Lake's over there. Isn't Eagle Lake over there by NASA? By
Yeah, it's beautiful country. I'll tell you that
Clear
much.
Lake?
Yeah,
Or am I
I
confusing it with Clear Lake?
no. It's beautiful country. Let me tell you, I do a little stalking on Commissioner Landine.
On Melissa.
I'm Melissa Landine, and no, more actually, it's kind of trippy, but I actually follow more her husband. Her husband's a great friend of mine, and I follow his posts a lot. And great guy, and Chubbs. So I know. So it's just beautiful country. But let me say, help, please come back home and
Help me.
help
Help you.
me, help the community. Please come back. Please come back, and we'll see if that's even an option. But good to see you, Melissa Landin. Great to see you. I don't know if they call her commissioner or call her city manager Landin. Hello, Chief Sam and Dr. Juana Cabrera for Congress. Yes, and we're going to introduce our guest. Good evening, Sam and guests. It's a great Monday evening. It is a great Monday evening. Despite the weather, we're going to go into what happened tonight. I don't know if y'all saw the big old ruckus that has been going on in Harlingen, Texas, but we'll speak a little bit about it. Eagle A in Greater Houston. Yes, good evening. Good
What
evening.
happened? What was the whole deal with the lights going out?
uh, it's kind of a weird deal. I don't know if you saw this morning's show. I think what's happening is that there's little spurts of electricity going out. Because this morning we were in the middle of doing the morning show, and literally everything just went kaputs. It just like flickered off and on. And then over there, I posted, I can't even remember what it was, but there was a whole couple of blocks out. So I'm wondering if we're starting to do those, rollouts again. You know how they were doing before?
Rolling blackouts or blackouts, something like that.
Yeah, you're kind of racist when you say that, but it's okay. But yeah, those rolling, no lights stuffing out there. So and then all of a sudden it's just like my lights went out, and then the internet went out, and that's what I'm missing. I'm not having my YouTube channel on. That's why I'm tripping out. But it
Oh,
was crazy.
is your
Huh?
YouTube channel on or not? Because
It's on.
I sent the your YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
To
my YouTube
I
channel is
put.
on. Yeah, it's on. The only thing
Oh, okay,
is that I have it. I
okay.
have. You'd have to see my setup. I have two screens at the office, and I usually turn it on and have it ready so that when when the show starts. But today, believe this or not, I've actually been tied up in work, which I find amazing because most people think that I don't do any work, but literally been working my butt off today. It's crazy, and let me tell you, there's not much there to work off. That's for another show. Good evening, good evening. Many blessings to you and to your husband. Uh, Good evening. Did Maggie paint her hair? I don't know. Hopefully, we could get Maggie back sometime soon.
Did you
We'll
send
still
her the link?
no.
Because last
Uh,
time that was her issue.
Oh, well, send her the link, Sam. But I think it was more of I was going to wait till she said, "Hey, I'm coming on tonight."
Oh,
Send her the
you're
link.
telling me to send her a link? I
Sure,
can
why
send her
not?
a link.
Who cares? Ghost hunting. I wonder if we will see La Llorona. Haven't done that in a while. To this day, they are expecting record energy use. It isn't even summer. Oh, well, let me tell you, we already had spurts today. I experienced it
Yeah.
in New Orleans. You
And
bragging, bro?
Nolans.
New Orleans, you bragging, bro? And
Nolans.
guys, thank you all so much for joining in tonight, and thank you so much for the warm greetings from everyone, even all the way up to Eagle Lake. And I remember that. No one had to tell me that. I remember, I remember that all on my own. But tonight we do have Dr. Juana Cantu Cabrera. Dr.
or
Cantu
Janie,
Cabrera. Huh?
or Janie. You can do Janie.
Janie, I appreciate that. That's a lot easier for me. Janie is running for Congress, and I think one of the things that a lot of people have not realized is that there are actually four candidates as to vying for the temporary seat in Congress that should serve, I think, 6 to 7 months, 6.5 months. But it's still a very, very important seat. And again, one of the things that I hope that we have stressed to a lot of folk out there is that we hope that more and more individuals just go out there and research every single candidate running for the race. And look, one of the things that I think that is very, very unfortunate, you're going to have those candidates that are going to have these very, very deep, deep pockets and are going to be able to, go out there and say, well, here we are. But uh, it is our responsibility, a civic responsibility for us to make sure that we go out there and vet all candidates. And one of the things that I've shared is that we've opened up the platform, and the show to any candidate that wants to share, what they're doing out there by wanting to run for office. So, Janie, we appreciate you coming on and sharing your platform and sharing your reason in regards to running. I will say that you are only one of two candidates. You're the second candidate that has actually accepted the invitation. So, Janie, tell us about Janie Cantu Cabrera.
Well, first, thank you for having a conversation about the other two candidates. I think that was uh, a friend of mine called and said, "Hey, you need to get a hold of this man. Call him, set it up, get something going, because I am that candidate that has very little campaign funds. I'm not really campaigning for the fund, to get money, and as a result, uh, I'm not really known a lot. But I'm running for the people. That is, I'm running because if you would have told me a year ago if I would be running for Congress, I would have said no. It wouldn't have been in my mind. But so many things in my life and my work experience has just uh, made me want to run. Simply because I'm a nurse practitioner. I was working at the VA. I was working at Homeland Security Detention Center. I did that on the weekends and During the day, I'd work at the VA. And, during the summer, my parents, both of them had gotten ill at a different time. But it was when my father got ill, he went to the hospital and they wouldn't let me go and stay with him. I mean, they said, no, you can't do that. You can't stay with your father. It's COVID. It's too dangerous, da 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 da. And I really had to use my voice. I was very persistent, and I was able to stay with my father. What I didn't like is what they told my father. They told him, hey, look, we're going to handle you. Don't worry about it. Tell your daughter to go home. And, I had my 90-year-old mom say, Janie, you need to stay with your father. And so when I ended up staying, but I had to call the house supervisor. Security came in. I mean, I made a big ruckus. But what had happened at night was all I heard was, help me, help me. I need to get out of bed. I need to go to the bathroom. Help me. And, my father, who doesn't really hear a whole lot, I mean, I was traumatized just by hearing it. I was traumatized just by hearing it because I couldn't go help them. But
Help me.
but when
Yeah.
he didn't realize that he was going to have to be going to the bathroom back and forth. He had an IV, so he's going to have to get up. Come on, at 90, your prostate is like this big. You're going to get up a lot at night. And it was like the first when I got him up, he just hugged me. I mean, like he's just not, he just hugged me and he said, thank you. Thank you for being the way you are. Well, the same thing happened 6 months later with my mother. And the same thing. That's all I heard was help me. Now I felt guilty because I was able to be there. But we got a lot of aunts and uncles that they take care of their parents. They take care of their aunts and they're elderly. They take care of them, and they will just giving them a little water with a straw to spend the
Mhm.
night. They're not. I don't think they're doing that anymore. But when I discussed my guilt because I was able to stay, and so many people, I mean, weren't. I mean, I was able to stay. When I talked to people, what people were telling me was even worse because they would take their parents or anybody that had COVID, take
It's
them.
bad.
They would go to the ER, and when they would take them to the ER, they'd say, "I'll see you. I'll see you in the ER. I'm going to go meet you in the ER." Didn't say I love you. Didn't say anything,
Nothing.
and that was
Well, a
the
lot of people, a lot of
that was
people, a lot of people didn't have that opportunity to with a lot of
that
the folks out there.
last time they saw.
But so
That's one.
ultimately, and you, I'm sorry,
That,
you are.
that that was one reason. I mean, it just it started festering up. That was like during the summer. Uh, then July, we had this. I work part time as a contractor, as a contracting nurse practitioner over there at PIDC. And I've been working there for 12 years, so I really understand this immigration issue. This and during, I don't know why it was July or August. We still had COVID going. I don't know why Biden. We were just letting people go with COVID. We weren't doing what we normally do because we were following orders. I mean, I'm a contractor. I'm going to do what I'm told to have my job. But we let thousands and thousands of people go, and they
Illegal
have
aliens.
the illegal aliens. We let them go, and it was not a choice. And then all of a sudden it stopped, and then we had our little Haitian event, which I love, Title 42, because it was a crisis when they came in. These are little areas that, okay, it's not just a Mexico America thing. There are people from all over the world
Over the world.
that are coming through our borders. So that bothered me. And the last thing that happened is when this man who was from Virginia, he
Okay.
he basically he went to Virginia angry because his daughter was sexually assaulted by a transgender in the bathroom. And that particular boy who was dressed like a girl, they transferred him to another school, and he did the same thing. But when you're a father or a mother, you're going to go to the school board and you're going to bitch. You're going to say, "Hey, look, this is what happened. What
That's what
happened?
I do.
Do you know what they did to him? They arrested him. They arrested him and they charged him with domestic terrorism." That was it. I mean, our constitutional freedoms as we know it. When I saw it in Mercedes with my parents, and I told them, I I I'm going to do it. I'm going to run. I'm going to run. And I I and I know it's late. It was December 1st when I started. I told my husband, I said, "Look, I want to do this, and this is why I want to do this." And he said, "Look, go for it. Just don't spend any money. Get your money, but you just and really, it's a ventilation almost. It's like that. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie where the guy go, I'm tired of as hell, and I can't take it anymore. Just go through the window and tell everybody you're just tired.
Dirty Dancing.
No, it's not. It's not dirty.
Oh,
It's an old movie. It was like a Mel Brooks movie.
oh.
Um, old,
Well,
old.
well, my favorite Mel Brooks movie was The History of the World, but that's a different story.
Well,
But let me ask you. So then, Dr. Janie
Annie,
Catu Cabrera is running. Janie is running on COVID mishandlings, um, illegal
I'm not
immigration,
actually. I'm not
and
mishandling, or I'm running on our constitutional freedoms are
who?
slowly taken away.
Wait,
That's
wait. So anti men and women's restrooms.
I know I'm an anti is that if a parent goes into a school and complains about a situation that's going on with their kids, they should not feel afraid to go and talk to them, but instead now they're going to get arrested for domestic terrorism. The
Oh,
FBI.
okay, I got it. Sorry. So, in regards to the freedom of speech for parents that are going into the school boards, to complain or to demand answers in regards to their parents, and then them getting arrested, them being investigated by the Department of Justice
And then
for domestic terrorism.
the
So it
parent,
was the parent that got arrested?
the father, got
There was a
The
arrested.
couple
father?
of parents. There's a couple of parents that got arrested. Yeah, I kind of lost it. I didn't know which one it was. But yeah, I've seen a couple of individuals throughout the country that have been arrested, and others that have been threatened with being arrested. But uh, Janie, let me ask. One of the things that I think that I saw one of your opponents, and I think the only opponent that's out there doing a little bit of the mudslinging, was that you're running as a Republican, but you're not really Republican. Uh,
Well,
are you a
I,
Republican
I know.
running as a
I
Republican or an independent? I mean, this is the accusation that's out there.
these there, I told uh, I am a Republican. I think should be the version of a Republican. A Republican should respect a man, and they should respect a woman. They My stance is I am pro women's health care. That is what I am. I am pro women's health care, and so I don't think
So
anybody.
would that mean that you'd be pro-choice?
That would mean that would mean yeah, I would be pro-choice for the woman. uh Whatever the woman or the girl wants or needs to do for them, i will I will try to make that happen. I will try to be their voice. Now we can't
But
do
but you
that.
do know that you do know that this is completely against the atypical Republican platform out there in regards
Sorry.
to
And we have
the Republican.
We have two Democrats that are running that are completely pro-life, and that is
100%.
and they're pro-life, and that's not
Yeah,
their platform either. So
100%. And you're correct. And actually, we had our state senator, what was his name? Eddie Lucio Senior, Junior, Eddie Lucio Junior. I'm sorry, Eddie Lucio Junior. He was very, very pro life and very, very adamant about it. Still, continuously ran as a Democrat. So, do you think that you fall in this gray area between a Democrat and a Republican, as to where you're not going to necessarily abide by the atypical platform?
well, the platform, the Republican platform, if you read it, what it says is that you believe in birth and natural death. So I mean, it's a whole sentence, and there is one part that's natural death, and with that Republican platform. So there, I believe that if someone wants to have a baby, they can have a baby. If somebody does not want to have a baby, that's between them and their physician, and it
So,
shouldn't be between any party. It shouldn't be. It should not even be on a platform. And
so at what age can a child be murdered in the woman's womb?
okay, well, a child or a fetus?
Well,
I mean,
fetus,
what?
child, fetus. When can they be eliminated from the female's body and it be okay?
Uh, what age are you talking to? Like, I'm not
Yeah,
understanding.
like
Like at which term is a fetus can be terminated?
1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Well,
I'm not very good at medical, but
I do not believe in. I believe that if anything is going to happen, you make it happen within the first 12 weeks of pregnancy.
12 weeks.
12 weeks. That's what I would believe. That's my stance. But has
Despite the fact that at 12 weeks we're already hearing a heartbeat.
yeah, despite that fact, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and you're not hearing a heartbeat. You're not no
Oh,
one no,
I'm not.
you're
I'm not.
not hearing the heartbeat. This is between that woman and whatever she wants to do. It is in between it. I have no we have a forgiving God, right? So we have a God that judges, or are the people judging this procedure? I'm asking. I'm not.
No, I I have my beliefs in regards,
But
but
but,
I think
but
most people know my beliefs. But my concern is then so at 12 weeks, sorry, so at 13 weeks, then a woman shouldn't have the choice to kill their child.
oh,
No.
this kill part. I mean, uh, it's what a woman wants to do when she's pregnant is her choice.
But
I,
we have individuals that are pro-choice. They're saying that 5 minutes before giving birth, they could terminate the pregnancy.
that is not right, because 5 minutes before birth at 40 weeks, that you're alive. You're alive now. It used to be, I used to work in the ER, and we would have somebody come in, and they were like 22 weeks pregnant, and they were having a miscarriage, which is the same thing as an abortion. They were having a spontaneous abortion. And when they came in at 22 weeks, and would see the physicians would, at that time, technology, I've been doing this for 30 years. At that time, technology was not there. There was no viability. Now there is viability. If there's viability at 23 weeks, if somebody can say, hey, I'm a 22 weeker, then that's where there's viability. So
Okay, and that's cool. Well, but let's go back into one of the reasons that you said that you're running for office, which is great. I mean, I like for there to be choice. One of the reasons that you said that you're running for office is because you want to be for the people. Is that correct?
I want to be, yes, I want to be for
For
the
the people. Perfect. Well, and I'll ask you the same question that I asked Sarah Stapleton, who was running for state senate. I'll ask you the same question. One of the things that down here in this neck of the woods, actually in the probably the whole district that you represent, you're going to find that the majority of the people are pro-choice, pro-life. They are not pro-choice. So how would you
oh,
feel
oh,
as a member of Congress that's representing people who want you to be their voice in regards to being pro-life?
okay. If anybody in District 34 wants to have a baby, I will try every way that they make and have that baby. Anyone. I want them to have their baby. But if anyone wants to give up a baby for adoption, then I will try my best to give that baby up for adoption. And if anybody cannot or does not want to be pregnant, then I will try my best to accommodate that. It's just a little difficult now. Even talking to
But how can we? Okay,
oh
a congressman's is job duties do not fall to go out there and give abortions to people,
no
but it is in regards to passing legislation and bringing down funds for these. So would you be willing to bring down funds for abortion, despite the fact that it's a smaller part of the demographics here? Or
no
for you got to have a choice. You want to bring funds to our district for the majority of the folks that want to have want the free pro life, or you're going to bring funds for the pro
I,
choice killing babies people.
I want to one is that I do not think that the government pay for an abortion. Period. The government should not pay I think the government should be involved with the health care of a woman. I mean, can what if we told y'all that, look, we don't want you to we don't want we want you to have a vasectomy.
I want Sam to have a vasectomy. I'll tell you
How
right now.
many
Sam's
have
got 5 kids.
woo,
That's enough.
that
Sam, chop them off, Sam. Dr.
That's pro
Cabrera,
life right there, buddy.
yeah.
Dr.
So
Cabrera,
Well,
uh,
going back to the legislature saying that, like, because you're saying, I understand what you're trying to say, pro-choice, like whatever the woman wants is that's what she's gonna get. But as Republicans and as conservatives down here, they're trying to be pro-life. But you will need to find, I guess, more like groups like the Valley AIDS Council that kind of educate people and kind of provide contraceptives. Is that what you're trying to say? Like you're trying because like
no, well
what's
that's
the deal with the whole getting pregnant? Why take that step and having sex and getting pregnant, and then if you're gonna just kill the baby?
okay. So you're 9 years old. You have a 9-year-old daughter. Do you have a 9-year-old daughter, Sam?
No.
Okay,
I don't. I don't
so
have any kids.
don't
I
have
got two
any.
cats.
Okay, you have a 9-year-old daughter. Your 9-year-old daughter gets sexually assaulted and she's pregnant.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have
Like
daughters? Do you have any daughters?
that's
Do you have any
yes, I
daughters?
do have daughters. I have two daughters,
Okay.
but that's what I'm trying. That's what I was hoping
That's
you
what,
would say, like the
well, it's that
exemptions to it.
even at 24 or 25 weeks, when something starts happening and that pregnant woman is going to end up dying because she's pregnant. And she had, and you know what? I've seen it. I've seen both sides to where,
Yes, I understand the exemptions to it,
yeah,
like
The
the
protocols. The
rape,
protocols.
like the you got to choose between the baby and the mother,
yeah.
and those medical like
But
situations where you got to choose between
Protocol.
either the mother and yeah,
it's
Follow the
there.
protocols.
It's there.
definitely.
So if the mother wants to, hey, I'm going to have this baby, regardless. If I die, I'm going to die. And then you have the father saying, hey, come on, man. Now I've seen
Yeah.
both
I
sides.
need you, honey.
Yeah.
because you
I've
have
never.
that side, and then you have the side where you have like the repeated abortion
And
lady who's like gone through 5, 6 abortions.
I'm going to give you another scenario. Okay. Now you're all proud that you have 5 babies. Okay. And which is great. I'm
I'm
glad
not.
I have
I
five.
hate that he has
I,
5 babies.
I mean, you got to work. You got to work. You want to provide for them, and you want to be able to give them the things that you want, that they need. Okay. But let
Chanclazo.
Andrea Yates. Do you know who she was? Is Andrea Yates had a lot of babies,
Too
and
many.
after her second baby, she got really depressed. It was postpart. It was beyond postpartum blues. She
She
became.
killed him.
She did. She drowned every single one of them, and the father.
Crazy, crazy
The,
nut.
no, who was crazy was the father, because
I think she
he
was crazy.
wanted to have a lot of babies. He
I
didn't
think
really
3. No.
focus on the woman. He didn't focus what the woman wanted. He didn't focus on any of that. He wanted a lot of babies, and 6 of them were drowned. Now, if a woman says that she doesn't want to have a baby and there's some type of mental issue that she's having, I mean, it's not just a physical thing, it might be a mental thing. But the whole thing is, it's not our choice. It is between her God, and whoever the medical provider is. We're not
Dr.
there.
Herrera, what are your thoughts on climate change?
Climate change. I think it's been very hot, sir. If you see, I'm a little red. I think climate change is happening, but I don't think we need to do all of the Green New Deal. I don't see that.
What is
Um,
your take on that? What is your take on the Paris Accord?
I I think we're wasting money. I think what Trump did, the Paris Accord. You know, if we are going to give bunches of money, and the rest of the country is still polluting the environment, why are we doing it?
It's crazy.
With $38 trillion in debt, it is. I think there are a lot of people that feel the same way I do. We're sick and tired. We want
Sick
people
and
to
tired.
start. We're sick and tired. The congressmen are they I think they're trying to make a whole lot of money off of whatever they can do while they're there. Look at Vela, Mr. Vela. He quit. He didn't retire. He quit,
He's a quitter.
and he's a lobbyist now. He's making some bucks.
Big bucks.
Is that why you go to Congress? No, no.
No, as the guys were to see, you either for the woman or for the fetus. Just like which came first, chicken or the egg. Which this debate is never ending. Yeah. No one has a right to force a woman to carry a pregnancy to term. Good evening. Good evening. It is medieval to force a woman or girl to have a pregnancy she does not want. Shouldn't have gotten there in the first place. I'm for the fetus.
Okay, so
Uh,
so what if all if we get I will be totally against abortion if we end up all newborn boys or a certain age, they all get a vasectomy. They just get a vasectomy. So we know no one is going to be pregnant, and the government will pay for that vasectomy. And then at the age of
is
18,
that gonna be? Is that gonna
three
be one of
months
your? Is that gonna
before
be one of your?
three
Is that on
months
your
before
platform,
they're married,
Dr. Cabrera?
they, oh, I'm telling you this right now. It's not. I'm telling you this because this is how. Look, if you're going to force a person to have a baby, then let's get some male contraceptive happening, and so let's get every little boy.
But there are, aren't they?
I
Let
think they are. But would that be like one of your goals in Congress? Like let's get
how
5-year-olds vasectomies
every 6 months. I mean,
every 6 months.
6 months. I mean, I would love to start putting my pitch for getting a medical forensic office if in a federal funded way. I think we need to do that.
But no, No vasectomies for 5-year-olds.
If we do a vasectomy at a very early age, so we know nobody's going to get pregnant. And then right 3 months before they get married, you reverse it. Now that reversal, they
That's
have to
like
they have
that's
to
like giving every 13-year-old an IUD. That way they don't get pregnant. Why not just give girls
sir,
who are
sir,
13-year-olds
let me
IUDs?
educate you about IUDs. When an IUD, you're pregnant. You can get pregnant each time you get
You
pregnant.
have that 1%. Yes.
No, sir. No. See, that's there is there conception is happens in the fallopian tubes. That's where conception happens.
But but
So that
so if
fertilization
conception,
goes down,
but if
and
conception happens in the fallopian tubes, does that mean that we're talking about a living entity?
the conception happens in the fallopian. I'm trying to point out the IUD to him to
But is it a living entity
out
once
what
it's in the fallopian tubes developing?
there are a lot of people that are pregnant, and the
Yeah,
way
but
the
is it a living entity once it's in the fallopian tubes after conception?
when yeah, there
Then we're killing it then.
it's full of it. So it's going through the mic. It's
So
happening.
we're killing it, a living creature.
You're not killing it, sir. You're not killing.
I'm not. Trust me, I wouldn't do that.
You are
But
not.
the doctor
You.
is.
That's the whole. That's the whole point. Everybody said you're killing it. We're killing. We're not doing.
I'm not.
What we're doing is we are respecting what that woman wants. Period. Or the
I,
girl. And in this 9-year-old instance, the girl told me, "I am a baby. I can't have a baby." Now I can't.
but
I'm not in charge of her, but I told the grandma. Look, this is what she told me. It's up to her to figure out what she's going to want to do, it was up to
wants to,
her.
if she wants to kill the baby or let it live.
She's not going to kill the baby, sir. She's not
Who
killing
is then the
the baby.
doctor?
The doctor's not killing a baby.
You said it was a living
It's
entity in the fallopian tubes,
her. That's not a baby.
but it's a living entity.
Like a bacteria, like a
Well, Sam
that,
Sam was probably a
that,
bacteria. That's why we got Sam. But that's it.
but
Let's ask another question before we.
talk,
I
they
mean,
don't
this is a
understand
great.
why. It's a living entity, but it's not a baby.
It's not a baby, but it's a
I'm sorry.
living
Sorry.
entity.
Just to go back, I'm so sorry to retract on this because I'm sorry to interrupt this because you were trying to explain the whole IUD. It's catches in the fallopian tubes, and then that's where it's being built, and then the IUD is what neutralizes it. Correct? Is that what you're trying to say?
The IUD ends up uh, making that fertilized cell. If there is a fertilized cell, there are a different type of IUDs. One, it has hormone, and a lot of times it'll prevent that. The one with the hormone will prevent ovulation, so you won't have any fertilization of an egg. There's the copper T, and a lot of times you could have fertilization, but that's how the IUD works.
All right, let's go to
Correct.
another question real quick. Gun control. How can we improve school safety? What is your take on the Second Amendment on
We
guns?
need to protect ourselves. I mean, I want you to think about Del Rio with the massive amount of Haitians that came in. Thank goodness that it wasn't an issue as far as they weren't, running through, or uh, they weren't hostile. But
Somewhere
but not. I mean, we had thousands, not hundreds. We had thousands of people coming in. We
they had a
have,
border patrol with a whip. Remember?
but that border patrol was not whipping them, sir.
No,
That they.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said he had a whip.
Mhm.
I didn't say he was whipping him, but he had a whip.
Had a whip, but he was kind of like
That was for the horse.
that was
Oh, for the horse, not for the Haitians.
no, it wasn't for. I mean, I think that
It was just a different point of view from the camera.
A different angle. That's what I try to
Yes.
tell Maggie, but Maggie doesn't listen to anything I say.
Border Patrol
Sam.
never hurt. They're there to help
There's
us.
protocol when they see those pictures,
So there's
or
protocol in regards to
when those situations happen. There is protocol,
so there's
and that's
protocol
why
in
it was
regards to
investigated and it was proven.
so there's
It was
protocol in
proven that it
regards
was
to
not.
riding a horse, Sam.
No, it was protocol when they were assuming that he was hitting the people. So they investigated and
You
they
forgot.
were
You
found that
forgot.
he was not hitting the people.
You forgot to do this. Okay, let's see if we have another
What's
question.
the
For Dr.
next
Cabrera.
question?
I'm trying to get there. Ya siéntense.
What?
The main duty of government. The main duty of government is to protect life and property. Everyone, please vote your values. Saludos, Ms. Deaton. God bless. Abortion laws allow for abortions if the mother's health is in jeopardy. That is correct, isn't it, Dr. Cabrera?
It not the way this new ruling is.
Which ruling?
This where the heartbeat rule. I mean, if the mother, I think you can have an abortion if the mother is in danger. If the
Well,
mother's
would it be? Well, so
and
that it's a matter of choice.
it is, and I'm going to say something. Illegal immigration has more rights, women's than the women in the valley, the women and girls in the valley. If a
So it's the
girl,
Mexican.
no, they could be from Guatemala, they could be from China, they can be from Russia. But if they come in and they want an abortion, federally, we have to accommodate that.
Well, those Hondurans don't even like beans.
It's a gas. It's a gas thing, sir.
Oh, that's a lot of. I've been to a couple of those camps, those detainment camps. Let me tell you, there's a lot of gas going on around there. I don't know. You need to make your show 2 hours long from now on. I trust me, bro. I can't. I actually want to go rest, and I think Sam wants to go rest. This like a young Joe Biden,
I'm
but we.
a young Joe Biden. Her lips are moving, but we can't figure out what the fuck she is saying.
That's just John White. Don't take it personally.
Oh,
No,
God. Her.
yeah, no,
Hey,
we have the right to decide if it's our body and no one else. I think Ember.
Yeah, but the thing is that it does take two people. Every situation is different. And you are right. There's this situation where it's like people raping a 9-year-old and then getting pregnant. Yes, those are the exceptions to where like, hey, you know what? It's gonna affect your how can I say this? Physiology. It was gonna affect her medically. Yeah, it's gonna affect her medically. And then there's the other, but there's like a huge, I guess, a spectrum of like cases from those to the one to where it's just chiflazon type of deal. And I guess that's where there's a lot of ground to cover when it comes to abortions.
or maybe it's because there's a lot of men in Congress and the Senate, and they're the ones that are making these laws. The majority.
Understood. But then there's going to be like the women who are in Congress. They're going to ask children who are boys for vasectomies until they're like 3 months before marriage.
To the 5-year-olds. Vasectomies for 5-year-olds.
I look. I
or for Sam.
Vasectomy. I put that scenario in because for sure, nobody's going to mess with your penis. Nobody's going to mess with.
Nobody messes with mine. I'll tell you that much right now. That's how bad my.
You're messing with our uterus. You're messing with our life. A woman's life.
Quick question though. Let's say hypothetically that happens, they give vasectomies, and then they're like, well, I don't have to, like, I won't get anybody pregnant until I tell them that I'm going to get married within 3 months. So they're going to start sleeping around with everybody. Wouldn't that start spreading like some sort of sexual transmitted diseases?
Well, right now, that's what is happening right now, sir. I mean, that's happening right now, and sometimes they get pregnant.
Well, I have a question for you. Since you were talking about sexually transmitted diseases, do you believe that AIDS is a punishment from God?
No.
Yeah.
And AIDS, HIV is a chronic illness. it is not a punishment.
It's a
It
sexually transmitted disease, right?
back in the 80s, it was. I hated the way that most men were
I think
treated.
we just went like 30 years back with that question.
Well, yes,
That
Sam.
is
I thought that's
that is
I,
ridiculous.
I thought that's where we were at.
What about? Hey, there. We don't know
About
what.
punishment from God. That's like saying like, oh my God, you had a child that with some sort of immune system, and now it's a punishment from God. Like, how can
Well,
you can't see things
since,
like that.
since I'm on a roll, let me ask you: China, if China invades Taiwan, Dr. Cabrera, would you vote yes or no to declare war against China? Explain your answer, please.
I if China invades
If China invades Taiwan, would you vote yes or no to declare war against China? Explain your answer, please.
I would not declare war. We have nothing to do with China. China is a communistic country. Why?
What about
Why?
Taiwan?
Why would we? Why would we?
But the U.S. gets everything from China, Dollar Trees
And
and
Well,
Dollar
and,
General,
and Taiwan, we get
all their
Nike from
products.
Taiwan.
does the U? We get everything from China. The U.S. gets everything from China,
Even
Not
and
even
everything, but the
okay,
even
majority.
COVID,
but
even
but
COVID.
who is getting paid from China to make that happen?
The rich people.
Well, no, I think it is a lot of people in Congress. That's what I think. A lot of people look at Vicente, the one that's running right now, Gonzalez.
Vicente.
Vicente Gonzalez.
Chente. Chente con
Chen-
la gente, no gente.
Chente.
They
I,
had
I,
called him
I
China Chente, no, something like that.
They've called China Chente.
and see if
But but
we
but but would you be upset if they invaded Taiwan?
I look, I really don't agree with any type of war. I'm upset about Russia invading the Ukraine, but we have nothing to
Just
do
when Ukraine.
now.
Nothing.
Us out of Afghanistan, I don't think we should have. We have a border. We should have kept a border that we had a base right at the border of China, and we left. We should have kept that there so we could just keep an eye on China. It I don't understand a lot of what um, Biden did. Yeah.
This is a good question. If we go to war with China, how will downtown Brownsville get all their merchandise? That's actually a good
Ah,
question.
we're gonna. Well, how? How do you think? I think people are gonna start saying, "Hey, I can open up a business. I can make another company. I can do."
You can in Brownsville. You can. It takes like nine months to a year and a half to open a
6 months
business.
to get permits approved. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
so
Ridiculous.
it is. The more.
Plus
No,
the gas prices. I mean, the gas prices, the economy right now. What is your take on the economy? Inflation is going sky high through the roof.
our
A
Well,
pipelines
gallon
the
of
back.
good
milk
thing is that we
costs
now have that e-bridge thing, no? That
a
teaches people
gallon.
about e-commerce.
Oh yeah, we've got the entrepreneurship building that's never going to get done. No, but we've got a gallon of milk costing $9 a gallon. Dr. Cabrera, what's up with that?
I mean, what is up with that? Why are we doing this? Why is it happening? My mom's not Nancy Pelosi. My mom is Rosa too. God, Mr. White, come on now.
No, but gallon of milk is $9. A gallon of gas is reaching up into the $5-6 mark. What do we do?
We budget. We budget. We use bus, and is that what they want us to do? Is that what the Congress wants us to do? To start getting,
No,
we need to buy an electric car because gas is becoming too high, and
those
then we
bastards.
all this electricity, and we're not, and then our elderly people during the summer aren't going to. My name is Dr. Juan Capeta. I'm running for Congress for 6 months. I'm not going to please everybody, but that's who I am.
Yes, all birth control are not 100%. Most of the men have no idea what they're talking about. Sam, you want to take that one?
There's also male contraceptives and there's also male birth controls. But she was talking more of like the like on the whole spectrum of like rapes and stuff. I guess
L-
that's
l-
what we're trying to ask
Let me
of
let
that.
me talk
But there's a
about
lot of scenarios.
statistically. It's not teenagers that are the ones that are getting pregnant and wanting abortions. It is not the teenagers. It is not the 20-year-olds. The high stats on people that get abortions are the 30 to 40-year-old age group. That is a fact. So,
Because it puts them
think
like
about
in a health risk, correct? Because once you're in 40, you're at a health risk of
no,
like
sir. I think everybody has their own reason to have if they want an abortion. Maybe they have 5 kids and they don't want to have. Look at Andrea Gates. She wanted to stop having kids at kid 2, and she had 4 other kids, and each time she got sicker and sicker and sicker. Ah, sir, what's so funny, Mr. Castro? What am I doing?
No,
It,
Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob says males knows nothing on vasectomies. Dude has 5 kids. No offense.
but he should. He should.
Yeah, should. I
He,
agree with Dr. Cabrera. Sam should get educated on vasectomies.
why get bilateral ligations when the man can go to the office and get a woman has
I, I'm going to do a
like
GoFundMe page.
going
I'm going
back to the lady that you were talking about that she only wanted two and she had like four more. At you would think that maybe she would have talked to her physician and be like, hey, you know what, this is what's going on, and that's where she would have gotten some sort of assistance for like
her
some sort of like domestic violence, not I guess not domestic violence, but some sort of like
her
legal
was
assistance.
told the
to,
husband. It was the
Doctor,
told the husband, look, she cannot have any more kids.
no more.
Okay.
Dr. Cabrera, what is your stance on kombucha?
Andrea Yates, and she's I think it's very good. I think it's very good for you.
I can't
That is,
stand it.
I do. I think it's very
It
good.
it, it, it gives me hives
Well, then
in all
it's
the
not
wrong places.
it's not good for you, but I think in general it's very good for you.
This lady is one of those that thinks men can get pregnant. Do you think men can get pregnant?
Well, nowadays, if gender wise, you can be a man, but have a uterus.
I think if Sam would have had a uterus, she would have had 10 kids. Is she a liberal? Are you a liberal or a Republican?
I'm a Republican, but this race has I'm disenchanted with the Republican Party. I when somebody wants to run for Congress or any type of election, anything, it should be a good thing. People should say, "Hey, I'm glad you're running." But Roman Bettis, when he called me, I when I applied, there were a few people that called me, and they were so pissed off that I ran, and they first it was the chairperson. She didn't call me. She texted me, and her texts are just like, "Wow." She like, I'm doing this on purpose. Why are you running? We already had a plan. That this person was going to run and this person was going to run, but nobody else was going to run. Why are you running? And this is about the institution, and it's not about the institution. It's about what is going on with our district. Then spiritual advisor of Myra, Luis Cabrera, he texted me. He was going on and on about how I should stick with the party and be the player, that I should not be.
Be a team player.
Yeah, I should not have run. Why am I running? And I said, this is a whole different map. This is a different map. She's already run in that election. Then Mr. Bettis, you know, who I feel that he's raised with a lot of women. I do. Uh, he calls me and he
Uh-huh.
goes, why did you run? Why did you run? I mean, what you ran, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. So why did you run? I mean,
Yeah, that sounds like Roman.
what is your reasoning? And he's going on and on, like being Miss Negative Nancy. That negative Nancy. It's like, look,
That's that's
don't
exactly
have.
the nickname I gave him.
I mean, it's hard to go over there and put a election. I mean, to do a. You have to go to Austin. Yeah. So this guy, I said, I won't talk to anybody that's gonna talk to me that way, and I'm gonna just hang up. Goodbye. Boom. And I realized that this man is a bully. He's just a bully, or not a bully, but he was trying to be a bully to me. And if
He's
any
mean.
woman that runs, I want more women to run. Hey, look,
Me
I,
too.
I, I'm old. I'm old. I'm doing this, and I hope other people say, look, this is the person, and maybe you can find somebody that is pro life, but this is the type of person that you need to take care of our district.
But I agree. I think
Myra,
Roman bullies me too much too.
Myra Flores is a carpetbagger, quote unquote, by Roman Bettis. I did not know what a carpetbagger was until he pointed that out. So my whole thing is that Roman has turned
What is that, by the way?
a what is it's somebody that doesn't live in the district but wants to be a part of the district, and that is Mark. She does
Y'all
not.
didn't know that,
She
Sam?
lives
You
in.
didn't know that, Sam?
You
She
had me at carpet and lost me at bagger.
she is somebody that does not live. She lives in McAllen. She and she's running in District 34. But here it is Mr. Bettis that said that, hey, why aren't you supporting Myra? Here this guy was saying, just talking about all the Myra bots. He's turned into a Myra bot. That's
Because
that
they do everything that they're
bot.
supposed to do.
Huh?
He's supposed to do.
Supposed
But he
to
is he
do.
is a he is a bully. He hurt my feelings this morning. No, the other yeah, this morning too. I think every time he's on, he hurts my feelings.
He's jealous, sir. He's just
I
jealous.
I, I think you're right. I agree with Dr. Cabrera. Dr. Juana is her own person. She could be praised for being true to herself. Standard Republican platform isn't right about everything. I agree. And Nikki, one of the things that I think that, and I think you know me for well, I do not care for either party. Is that, but I am a conservative. I am a constitutionalist, and something that Dr. Carrera started to say at the first, I completely agree with. I think a lot of our rights are being dwindled away. Uh, the right to an abortion was not a right given to us by our forefathers. It was given to us by a liberal Supreme Court. But that's a different story. Dr. Cabrera, one of the things that it has come before the Supreme Court is that they're probably going to overturn Roe versus Wade.
Yeah. And so that's where we go to, what are we going to do about it? It's going to come to Texas. If it comes to Texas, then we focus on sex ed. Oh, I'm, I feel like I'm going.
Did you just chug Bud Light?
No, it's Dr. Pepper, cherry. Um, uh, we
I
have
like
to
cherry.
focus on sex ed. We have to start teaching our children about. Look, if we're teaching our children
At
about,
what age, though?
it needs to be before they start their period. We need to.
Boy, boys, periods.
I didn't chug a Mr. White. I did not chug Bud Light. It is my favorite. has
I
a
thought
little
it
cap,
was a Schlitz.
has a little caffeine, but I might have one after we finish this show.
I'm going to need a couple.
Couple of
I
shots.
I
I have go take some. Have you ever heard of pasitas,
mm-mm.
Dr. Cabrera?
No, sir.
Pasitas are a it's a drink from Puebla. It's amazing. Tell us more about this Roman Perez. Is he really me?
I think they're. I think he is someone that he's a misogynistic. He's
Massage his dick?
maybe he's misogynistic.
Oh, misogynistic. I thought you said massage his dick. I'm like,
The
I agree with it. I agree with both.
he's just he I think he just, to me, I felt like he was trying to bully me. And
He does
um
that to me too.
well, how long have you known him?
Too long.
Okay, I haven't. And so for
Yeah,
someone, I talked to him, I
yeah,
reached out when I was
yeah. You're very
running.
lucky.
And I did not like trying to do. I didn't like what all of them. They basically wanted me to get out of the race, so there wouldn't be a
Competition for Myra?
well, we might have a runoff. I'm a thorn in everyone's side. Uh, but
Okay,
my
well,
is
let's say this. One of the positions, let's say that you do not make it to the top two, which I think you have a great chance. But let's say you don't make it to, to the top two.
say that
uh,
again. Say it again.
uh, I think you have a great chance. But let's say you don't make it to the top two. Let's just say that Dan Sanchez and Mayra, are in a runoff. Uh, who is Dr. Janie Cantu Cabrera going to throw her support after?
It won't be for
Mayra.
somebody that no,
So you'll
because
support
she,
you support Dan Sanchez.
one, she doesn't pick cotton. Two, she doesn't live in Los Indios. She lives in McAllen.
Mhm.
These are the things that her our taxes, everything that could be she's a will could affect our property, our land, our livelihood, and she doesn't even live in this district. I don't think it's a good thing.
Lucy, give me a call. Yes, you can. Even if you're still working with this, you can still run. You have my support, girl. Stop by my office and I'll let you know. So, so we're to understand if Dan Sanchez and Mayra Flores are in the runoff. You're asking your supporters to support Dan Sanchez as our next congressman.
I'm not going to ask my supporters to go either way. I've just basically told you that's how I feel. And they can Dan Sanchez can forward this this show to his friends. But my thing is, uh, Myra is a Republican AOC.
A Republican AOC?
That's how I, four four,
That's
four
never
times.
in my life did I ever think that I'd hear those two words or
Well, that's
jumble of words in the same sentence.
a lot of people feel that way. I think a lot of people feel that way. She four times. I've gone to a forum and four times show. We
She can't speak to save her
the
life. That's
Rotary Club had called me from Brownsville. They called and they said Myra wants to talk at our club. So we have this rule: if one person shows, then we're going to invite all the others. Well, guess who didn't show up?
Maida.
That's it. Same
Yeah, because
thing.
she can't speak to save her life.
Well, she speaks the same thing.
She can't speak to save her life. I mean,
She
there's one thing about reading
I think she
talking points.
well, but she speaks
She has the
the
same flashcard over and over, and
Yeah,
she expects that
she
for
did
that to
the
save her
she did a
and to
Priscilla
win
Contender thing.
the.
it's
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know she can't speak to save her
She
life.
needs to rewrite those flashcards.
Yeah, she needs to be able to come on a real show and get some tough questions like you did. You got some tough questions out there. You got a lot of
How'd you like the show
smack.
with these questions?
You
You
know,
got a
well,
lot of smack,
I,
but you hung in there. And that
right.
that
Oh,
says something about
I,
you.
he was my favorite. I
Well,
mean,
you hung
he
in
helped
there, and look,
help.
this a lot of people. Let me say in your favor, a lot of people can't do the show because they can't take the hard questions. But if you can't take the heat, why are you getting in the damn kitchen? And this is one of the things that
Yeah.
actually this is one of the things I have against your opponent, that she thinks she's above us and that we are nothing, and that she doesn't have to talk to Erasmo Castro or Sam Martinez. I forgot what your name was. She doesn't have to, because she's going to talk to the people that are throwing money her way. This is one of the things that I'm a little bit on the upset side. So can't speak to, at least you're here.
And thank you for uh, just thank you. I mean, this is a pleasure. I enjoyed it. I'm glad that I was able to talk and not let it be just 2 minutes. And so thank you very much for
No,
inviting me.
whenever you have a opportunity. I know that y'all are campaigning right now. You come back on. We had a great time, and we appreciate you coming on, Dr. Cabrera. I mean, it's important for people to listen to, and to, hear points of the other. So, thank you so much, and please, any other time that you want to come on, please let us know.
Sure,
Sam,
every day. Vote for Juana.
it's fun.
Please vote for me. If I know there's a lot of people that are out there and they're thinking about who's going to vote for, but please think about, especially the women out there. I'm a women's health nurse, adult health nurse practitioner. I've worked for, uh, I've taken care of illegal immigrants. I initiated Estrella's House. So I was mayor pro tem for 10 years. I mean, there's a lot
Quick
of,
question. Quick question. Since you're saying that you're for women's health, um, where does like the men's rights, like where does it, like, you know what I mean? I know you have
oh,
like it's pro woman, but
you,
do you
I,
think like the men also have rights for it?
are you talking about making the woman have a baby when she doesn't want to have a baby, but the man is insisting on it?
Sam, Sam just doesn't want to get a vasectomy, and he needs to get one.
You know,
No, no, I'm saying like I'm assuming there's also like some sort of male rights, but no,
Middle ground.
we'll stop at that.
Guys, have
We'll
a
stop
great,
at
great
that.
evening. Thank you, Dr. Janie Cabrera, for coming on. Guys, our time is up. We'll be back. We'll be
uh,
back tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the morning, guys. Dr. Janie Cabrera, thank you again so very much. Have a
Bye.
wonderful evening. Guys, as says, again,
Anna,
hand sanitizer, social distance, face covering, if you still believe in all that crap. I'm done, guys. Be good to each other and continue to be good to me. God bless.